Imagine being just 24 years old and already having the world at your feet. You're a World Cup winner. You're breaking records left and right, and some of the biggest clubs in the world are fighting to have you. Kylian Mbappé, a name that's been on everyone's lips since he was 18 years old, has risen to be one of the most exciting and electrifying players in the world of football. But the question remains, is he football's new king, or is he just a flash in the pan? Let's rewind the clock a bit. The year is 1998. France is celebrating its first World Cup victory on home soil. Little did anyone know that in the suburbs of Paris, a boy named Kylian Mbappé was being born into a sporting family that would soon shake the footballing world. Raised in Bondy, a tough area in Paris, Kylian wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His mother, Faiza Lamari, was a former handball player, and his father, Wilfried Mbappé, was a football coach. Football was in his blood, but his journey wasn't going to be as simple as it might seem. From an early age, Kylian was obsessed with football. You might think a child born in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower would have dreams of becoming a movie star or a famous artist, but for Kylian, it was always football. And it wasn't just about playing for fun. He was destined for something bigger. Kylian's passion and dedication to the game showed from the very beginning. He started playing at his local club, AS Bondy, and it didn't take long for scouts to notice his incredible talent. He was just 6 years old when his talent first began to show. His incredible speed and technical ability were simply too much for the defenders in his age group. It wasn't just his skill, though. Kylian's mentality was what set him apart. He was focused, driven, and already thinking about how to become better than everyone else on the pitch. But Kylian was also humble. He never got ahead of himself. Instead of dreaming about playing in the big leagues, he focused on the next step, one foot in front of the other. And when the time came, he made his way to one of the biggest youth clubs in Paris, Clairefontaine. Clairefontaine is no ordinary football academy. It's been the birthplace of many of France's footballing legends, including Thierry Henry, Nicolas Anelka, and even Zinedine Zidane. But Kylian, even at this stage, wasn't just another player. He was someone special. Coaches were amazed by his maturity, his drive, and his raw talent. By the age of 13, Kylian was already being touted as one of the brightest young talents in French football. His speed, unmatched. His footwork, mesmerizing. He made defenders look like they were standing still. It was here that Kylian learned how to channel his talent into something more than just raw ability. He started working on his decision-making, his vision on the pitch, and understanding how to be a leader, even at a young age. But the story wasn't all smooth sailing. There were challenges along the way. Like any young player, Kylian faced criticism and doubts. Could he really make it at the top level? In 2015, at the age of just 16, Mbappé made the jump to professional football with AS Monaco. His breakthrough came in the 2016-17 season, when he was still only 18 years old. He helped propel Monaco to the Ligue 1 title and made his mark in European competitions, especially in the UEFA Champions League. That season, he finished with 26 goals and 14 assists. That's a number that many players only dream of, and Kylian was still a teenager. But let's stop for a moment and think about that. 18 years old, and already making defenders and goalkeepers across Europe look silly. At this age, Kylian was already playing at the same level as the best in the world. He was one of the most talked about players on the planet. But even with all that attention, Kylian kept his feet firmly planted on the ground. Despite the hype, he was still focused on improving, still working on becoming the best version of himself. Then, in 2018, something happened that would change everything. Kylian Mbappé made his mark on the global stage at the World Cup in Russia. At just 19 years old, he became the youngest French player to score in a World Cup. Not only did he score, but he helped lead France to their second World Cup title, becoming one of the standout stars of the tournament. The most memorable moment? His stunning performance in the round of 16 match against Argentina, where he ran rings around the Argentine defenders, scoring 2 goals and making a third. Mbappé's pace was like nothing anyone had seen before. He became the youngest player since Pelé to score twice in a World Cup match, and with that, he became a household name worldwide. The king of football was no longer just a possibility. He was already on his way to greatness. After that historic World Cup win, Mbappé made the move to Paris Saint-Germain, one of the wealthiest and most powerful football clubs in the world. While many expected him to join a club like Real Madrid or Barcelona, Kylian chose PSG, a decision that turned out to be a good one, both for his career and his personal brand. At PSG, Mbappé continued his rise, breaking records for fun. He formed a deadly attacking trio with Neymar and Edinson Cavani, and together, they turned PSG into a dominant force in French football. But even as PSG dominated Ligue 1, there was a constant question hanging over Mbappé's future. Would he stay in Paris, or would he move to one of the giants of world football? Real Madrid had been lurking, and it seemed like Mbappé's dream move might be just around the corner. But here's where the drama begins. While Kylian has been racking up goals and titles in France, there's a growing sense that something's missing. Despite all his success, many critics still question if he has what it takes to win at the very highest level. The Champions League eludes him, and even with his immense talent, there's a sense that Mbappé still has something to prove on the biggest stage. The question that looms, is Kylian Mbappé football's new king, or is he just another flash in the pan, a player who burns bright but fades away before reaching the heights of the all-time greats like Messi or Ronaldo? Kylian Mbappé is not just about what he does on the pitch. Off the field, he's been a major force for good. In 2019, he made headlines for donating his entire World Cup bonus to a charity that helps children with disabilities. That's just one example of his generosity. Kylian is passionate about giving back to the community, and he's actively involved in projects aimed at improving the lives of disadvantaged youth in France and beyond. His work with the Mbappé Foundation, which helps young people pursue their dreams, is an inspiring reminder that footballers have the power to change lives. So, what does the future hold for Mbappé? He's still so young, with so much time to reach the next level. But here's the thing, Kylian Mbappé has already achieved more than most players will in an entire career, and yet the hunger for success is still there. He hasn't even come close to reaching his full potential, and the best is yet to come. Will Mbappé prove to be football's new king, dominating the game for years to come? Or will he fade away like many before him, destined to be remembered as just another flash of brilliance? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. Kylian Mbappé is one of the most exciting players in the world, and his story is far from over. So what do you think? Is Kylian Mbappé football's new king, or is he just another talent who will burn bright and fade away? The next few years are going to be huge, and Mbappé's journey is only just beginning. Keep an eye on this young star because the best is yet to come.